Yo, I just want to close the day out the right way, man. It's been a beautiful day, and I really feel like I need to chronicle this. This is what I do. This is my journal right here. And man, gratitude, 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 gratitude. I'm thankful and appreciative for this day, for this week, for this year, for this millennium, for this life, and for a million and one billions, trillions of people, people on and off planet, I'm sure. People in all forms, all dimensions. It's been quite a day, man. And, they say celebrate the little wins, little victories. I don't really measure victories in terms of size, I'm realizing. It's a victory is a victory, a win is a win, and gratitude is gratitude. I'm as grateful for every breath, every drink of water, and every event that works in my favor, even the ones that don't seem to work in my favor, because there's something that I have to gain from those. And today's wins all feel like they're kind of a snowball from yesterday. If any of you saw Yani and I take our autism spectrum test yesterday, we broke into a piece of conversation where she reminded me of the value of gratitude for her in her life and how much of a difference her gratitude practices have made for her. And in that conversation, it all reminded me of how much I've kind of strayed away from daily gratitude and taking a moment, just out of every day, or moments out of every day to show gratitude. And I'm really fortunate because I haven't been doing it much consciously for the past couple months, but I've still had joy. So in the midst of, whatever adversities, a number of adversities, I've still found peace in the midst of all of that without taking the time to consciously take moments to acknowledge and show appreciation and gratitude to whatever. And I don't even know it's to that. I guess that's part of the problem for me. It's always been part of the problem is I always associated gratitude with something that you're giving to something because of, probably childhood religious upbringing. And there's no, I know. And I realize it's not gratitude to anything. It's just gratitude for being appreciative for the things that you have, the things that work in your favor, for the things that teach you lessons, whatever. I got to get whatever out of my vocab too, right? But she reminded me, thought about it yesterday. We talked about it, reread some of this book. I think it's called The Magic. She read some of it to me last night because my eyes and books are a bit of a struggle right now. And I said that, this morning I'm going to last night I said tomorrow morning, I'm going to make sure I take some time and put some effort into gratitude specifically before I get started for my day. I got started this morning. I started, reading just some of what we took down as notes, or she took screenshots of on the page. She took pictures of the page, sent them to me. I started doing some of the exercises. And one of the exercises was for me to, let's see if I brought it down with me. It was for me to write down what I want my occupation to look like, my work life to look like. And it looks like I left that notebook upstairs. Man. But in that notebook, I wrote down exactly, for the most part, exactly what kind of work I wanted to do and how I want to be compensated for the work that I do. And the work was all pretty much what I already do every day, right? I didn't finish because I was still half asleep. I woke up at like 4, got up and did a flurry of things because I thought I was just going to do a couple things and got dragged into my days. Pardon me, I'm looking to see if I have that paper with me. And I went back, got it back in bed for a while, fell asleep, did some of the writing, fell back asleep, and then woke up with about probably 10 minutes to spare for a Twitter space. After I wrote down what I wanted the work that I want to do to look like, I'll find that and probably share it later on. But there's a Twitter space that I do every Friday, and it's because it's an hour-long space that I have on my schedule so that I fulfill a weekly commitment as part of my membership in the Hype Cartel community. But I thought about it and I was like, I was on 1 or 2 Hype Cartel spaces this week. I already fulfilled my commitment. So I almost went back to bed and I was like, hold on. I actually enjoy this space. I enjoy meeting the new people and hearing, feeling the energy from the people in the space. And this is something that I don't do because it's a job or an obligation. I do this because it's something I enjoy. So no, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the space. So I jumped up, ran and got myself ready. Started the call in the kitchen because I wanted to make some oatmeal before I got downstairs. So I started in the kitchen, then ran down here to the lab. Brought my oatmeal down after making Yani some and dropping some off to her. Sat down, got on, and saw new members of the cartel introducing themselves and settling in and everything. And one member gets on and he compliments me on my setup on this OBS setup, because I have it set up to broadcast through Zoom. And I was really appreciative of that, and it just really meant a lot to me to hear that said. So I made sure I took some time out to come back and say thank you, because it really did mean a lot to me. I don't take any compliments or any appreciation for granted or lightly that anybody gives. As a matter of fact, it's hard for me to accept them still. Sometimes I get uncomfortable when I get compliments still. Sometimes I'm still working on learning how to accept compliments and appreciation graciously. But we had a couple exchanges while on the call, and then after the call, I enjoyed it so much. I was like, I did something that's out of character. I don't normally just, hey, I want to get your information. and I'll reach out to you. So I reached out and DM'd him. I think I got his information from, I think he said it in the space for everybody. And I was just like, let me look the dude up, because, I got a good vibe. So it was cool. So I looked him up and I sent him a DM just like, yo, I'd like to connect later. It was, it was great seeing you. We had some synergies on the space. It was great to see that we were on similar pages on a couple of things. So it'd be dope to catch up at some point in time. And I even said, I'd like to put you on one of the streams or get to know you through a Zoom at some point in time, because your story sounds interesting. Or I just like to know, what made you into who you are. That's always how I am. And he was like, yo, I'll jump on right now. I got a little time before a meeting. I was like, oh shit. Normally I flinch or I get uncomfortable with that. My anxiety jumps and all that. But I was like, yo, cool, boom. Grabbed the Zoom link, shot him a Zoom link. We jumped on, had a wonderful conversation, real dope conversation. And the conversation ended with some beautiful things. A whole bunch. It was a beautiful conversation, ended with some beautiful things. And, he even mentioned on the call at some point, he offered to buy one of my NFTs. And I was like, cool. I appreciate that. Thank you. But I was more interested in the conversation, so I wasn't pushing the sales. I was just like, okay, yeah, cool. We'll get to that. I just want to really finish the conversation. And, afterwards, we finished the call. We wrapped the call up. I sent off an email to close out a couple of items we talked about. And at some point in the day, I saw that he'd purchased an NFT and posted about it. So I'm really appreciative of that, because this is the first person that I never met through any other means other than through my own interactions and my own volition who has purchased one so far. Everybody else I knew, I guess I kind of met them through my own means, but they, all of them came through some other avenue in some way, or they were all friends in some way, or friends of friends. This is the first, I guess, kind of cold sale, so to speak. I definitely don't want to call it cold, because the conversation was really, really endearing, and I appreciated it. But it was just really dope to have that happen today, after the gratitude conversation yesterday, me actually going into practice today, and me doing things that are outside of my norm, doing things that would normally make me uncomfortable. I stepped into them without hesitation, and I stepped into them with joy and with eagerness as opposed to, trepidation and tentativeness. So I really feel like I should just at least take a moment to acknowledge that for the day, because it really did mean a lot. And I want to make sure I commemorate this day, because I feel like today was yet another turning point. And on top of that, I've been telling Yani for months, I really, really feel like I need a video team. Like I can do video on my own, yeah, but I'm not as excited about doing it by myself. I would really be excited to be able to do it with a team. I would feel like I could be passionate about doing it with a team. I didn't ask anybody to be on this team, but people have been kind of hinting at it, and I've been seeing people make efforts around me. Zoe, Damon, Demo is asked about it specifically. I didn't realize Al was interested in it. Mizzo, I realized last night, was somewhat interested in it. All of a sudden tonight on the call, well, first we meet a developer yesterday. We had a meeting with a developer yesterday, and he's working with us on a problem. Mizzo asks him, okay, so brother, just to be fair, we want to know what kind of compensation you'd like to receive for your assistance with this problem that we're working on. And the guy says, okay, well, what I want as payment is I want you guys to all go solicit your services and to go make some money doing this video stuff. He just wants us to do for ourselves. He says, I don't believe in this starving artist narrative, and I want to dispel it. So for me doing this work for you, you go do something for yourselves. So he gives us an assignment to go chase down 5 leads, cold call 5 leads to try and get some video work. And on the Twitter space tonight, Demo and probably Al, I don't know if it was Demo or Al's idea, if it was a combination of both their ideas, plus Mizzo, like, yo, let's just get on a Twitter space or a Zoom after the Twitter space, and let's start working on Fiverr. Again, I didn't ask for the video team, but it just, boom, here comes the video team. And it's not just a video team. These are all dudes who can write songs, produce music, mix and engineer music. They can augment some of my other skills like logo design and cover art and photography. I mean, we got a full team, media team here without me even asking. And what's even more beautiful about that is old me, I was telling the fellas tonight on the call, old me used to walk into things like this carefully because I've been burnt a lot of times by trying to partner up with people to do things. None of those concerns are there. I don't have any of those concerns about getting burnt, about being flipped on, any of that. It just feels right for the first time ever. Everything feels right. So I'm really, really grateful. We got on, we created the Fiverr account. We used an old business name. I happen to have a domain name that I bought and a business name that I started using years ago, but I never got off and running because I'm still going through the dark tunnels of my depression. Saw that I still own the domain name, so we didn't have to buy a domain name. I still have a free one-page website, so we're going to throw out the free one-page website. We created the Fiverr account, created a Trello workspace, all tonight. So progress being made toward that after early in the week, finally finding a foothold and direction with what I'm working on Malcolm with on video business specifically already. So it's just been a beautiful week. We got our live stream tomorrow for Color the Blockchain. Even more beautiful stuff from that because I got to talk to the folks at Cardano for Climate and got to share with them what we're doing and got a lot of excitement and supportive encouragement from that group about what we're doing. Things are just looking really, 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 really beautiful, man. And I couldn't be more appreciative, couldn't be more thankful, couldn't be more motivated. And it's just time to keep pushing, but pushing in a healthy way. No hustles that will potentially put me in a position of crashing at some point in time. It's a healthy hustle, and it's going to be a balanced hustle, especially because I have a team. I have people to help distribute the load. It's not all on me. It's not all on my back. And these are people who already push and motivate themselves. So they're people who will push and motivate me. I'll be able to push and motivate them. They don't act, a certain way when I give my honest feedback. They don't, start acting weird. Like, all of this is just, it's way more than I could have ever asked for. So infinite gratitude. I'm on top of this gratitude game from here on out. I am absolutely in full understanding of how important it is now. And I probably understood it a lot last year and was getting an understanding, but it's locked in now, man. I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you if any of you watched this. If you didn't, that's cool. This was my journal, and I'm happy and fortunate that I'm still able to do this. So, beautiful day. Sold an NFT. Yani sold her first headshot package online via her online marketing this week. She's killing her marketing, man. We had a long talk this week, and she got a battery in her back, and man, it's just a beautiful week, man. So tomorrow, Color Blockchain stream. Go to colortheblockchain.org. You'll see the live events tab, and you'll see the stream from last week on there. For now, check that out if you want to get to know our charity that we're supporting and working with. We're partnering with. Let's not even say supporting. The charity we're partnering with for our first 4 weeks, Blankets to the Streets, run by the amazing, creative, and just warm, golden-hearted Veda. Get to know her, get to know what Color the Blockchain is about by watching last week's episode. Then we're going to have a shorter episode coming up this week. All the episodes moving forward will be shorter. Last week was just the grand opening. The rubber's hitting the road. We're on our way, man. We're on our way. There's nothing stopping this train. We've got a lot of work to do. There may be some bumps. If there are, we're ready for them now. We can handle them. We got a squad. I'm thankful. Have a good night. Peace.